Okay, hello, friends. Let me raise this up just a little bit. Turn on some light. Oh, well, I can only turn on light if I actually plug the lamp in. Turns out that's how electronics work. Okay, there we go. Try this again. Boom. Okay, perfect. All right. And I'm going to need that pile of stuff relatively soon, just so you know, hon. Things I messed up. What do with them? Brooke. What did you do? Literally just had them in my hand. Okay. To Facebook. Okay, there we go. Okay, hello Diane, hello Susan. So the weirdest thing, I just had something in my hand that I wanted to show you guys. This is so strange. I like had them in my hand and now I can't find them anywhere. It's like the weirdest thing. I don't know what happened. Okay, well we're gonna move on until I decide to locate those things. Okay. Oh, I found them. Well, hello, you guys. How is your Wednesday? Hi, Connie. Okay, so you guys, we have some new product to show you. The Aall Create box has arrived. So for those of you guys that pre-ordered it, I've pulled it, and we'll have it on your account for tomorrow. The other thing, I know, right, Susan? It's like, just your mind jumps a million places. The other thing is that tomorrow is Lawn Fawn release day. So our box is here. Everything is like pre-checked in, so we just have to count it and get it out on the table and stuff. So tomorrow we have Lawn Fawn release day, which means I go live in the morning, okay? And all of the new Lawn Fawn, well, actually, usually we do all of it. So all the Lawn Fawn is 10% off, okay? So be sure to let me know, because some of those new releases go pretty quick. If you want anything, if you've already been watching their previews and stuff, to send me an email about it, and we will pull it for you to make sure that you get dibs on it. So I have something fun to show you guys, though. I'm going to move this because I almost just opened it, and I might have just a little bit. So we don't really do a whole lot of like sodas around here, and we don't do flavored sodas, but Dr. Pepper has, I think this is a limited edition one, And it is blackberry Dr. Pepper. See, I did just crack it just a little bit, but I thought maybe I would show you guys this. And so I have to tell you, in these like limited edition specialty ones, you can only get them in a case of cans, right? So I did this when 7-Up came out with their Shirley Temple flavor. It was a big deal. It was on the Good Morning America show and all that stuff. And so that one wasn't my favorite. But I'm going to tell you guys, just as a side note, this Dr. Pepper Blackberry is so good. So good. So, hi, Dad. Oh, yeah, Dad. Dr. Pepper Blackberry, that has you written all over it. So, anyways, this is what I'll be drinking for the show while I chit-chat my butt off. Okay, so, first off, I do want to show you guys the new Aall Create stuff that just came in. And then we're going to talk about some of the stuff that I showed on preview night and that we talked about during the the demo on Sunday, because some really, really interesting things came up that I think even if you made it to one and didn't make it to the other or vice versa, I think there's some really cool stuff to show you. Plus, I got some samples done. What? Okay, so, all right, Dad, we will save you one. Yeah. Remember that, Brooklyn. We have to save one with Dad's name on it so we don't drink it. Okay, so you guys, we have brand new goodies from Aall Create. And we have this release doesn't have any new dyes, but all of the new dyes that we have been getting in. Oh, you know what? There was one that came that I didn't show you. Hold on. Okay, so this release has 2 different sizes of stamps, has 6x6 stencils, it has 2 ephemeras, okay? So I'm going to start with what I think is like the cutest. Now, there are 6 of these. Shirley Temple was not yours either. Oh, did you try that one too, Diane? Yeah, I was like, eh. But to be fair, I don't really like 7-Up that much. So, and I do really like Dr. Pepper. So, have you tried the blackberry one though? Oh, it's like, we have to decide if we're leaving them at the store or at home, because we got to figure out where can we leave them that we don't drink them all, because they're so good. Okay, so these stamps, could you tell me what these stamps are? There's not a price on them. Huh? $14.99. Okay. You guys, freaking adorable. I mean, how do you not love that face? It is so cute. So they've come out with some cat and dog stamps previously, and we had them in, and they're so cute. This one was a previous release. I think actually this one is mine based on the fact that the mouse looks like it has ink on it. Okay. Although I can't 100% be sure. I think so. But so this one was called Cheese to Meet You, and this is in the $9.99 size. But when you look at a lot of the samples for the cat and dog stuff, I see that they are still using this mouse. This mouse with the glasses and the little cheese is so cute. Now, in size to this cat, that is a New York City rat. Maybe Ninja Turtle rat, right? But in a little bit more size with these cats, they're a little bit more to size. But at any rate, so that was from their first release. Now we have 3 dogs and 3 cats. Okay, well, you might like it, Diane, but only if you like Dr. Pepper. Otherwise, I don't know, but I think it's pretty good. Okay, so this first one is called Skyline Sniffs, and you've got a couple of park benches, you've got a tree, and you've got the city, and you've got these really fabulous little birds in here. And the birds, those are separate. So I am in love with this. I'm in love with this little dog, but that bird is going to be a stamp that we use a lot, regardless of dogs or cats. So that one is number 69, and that one's called Skyline Sniffs. And then number 70, I don't know. This dog, he's a little kooky. He's funny. So, and you've got your street lamp, your barrel, the bones, and you've got a skateboard, which is quite cool, and a little pot for cooking. So the way that these are designed, you guys, is they're designed so that these elements in here can all be used together to create scenes. So like this barrel, this stove that caught fire. This one is called the Rough Life. Wacky Wolf Tails is the one where he's confused. You get a little cat in this one too, but you get a shelf. And this is a dartboard, perhaps with a mouse hole, and some dinner and some little like garbage and stuff. So when you're creating your scene, these are the ones that are going to be really, really popular for that. So now that we've got the stamps in, I want you guys to, and maybe after the video, I'll resend out that Aall Create email that I sent, I don't know, a week ago maybe, because now you can really look at the different parts of the scenes and see what comes from what, okay? So what you'll notice is with the cat samples, they use this barrel a lot. And this, like this building right here is so good for creating depth of scene when you are creating things. So like, you know how Lawn Fawn, they've made their stamp sets designed so that you can create a scene with your little characters doing things. Aall Create does that also. However, they go a little bit less cutesy, more funky. I don't know what you would call that, but like it's not a cutesy paint shelf. It's a, I don't know. It's a shelf. Okay. And then we have 72. This one is called Mischief Meow. And I love this. A lot of you guys know that my cat, Oliver, is orange, right? So I've been reading all these things about orange cats, and they very much are genetically different. I mean, they're crazy. A lot of cats are crazy, but there's certain things that are just special to orange cats, and it has to do with the gene that makes them yes, that is true, Crystal. We just got word of that over the weekend. Yeah. So again, you have this really cool chair. This right here, that is, I think it's a chimney or a pipe or something like that. You've got a cool bookcase, your ball of yarn, and then you have the cutest little cat. He's so cute. So just him poking out of like the side of a frame or something, so adorable. And then Grumpy Traveler. I'm not gonna lie, if I was a cat, that would be me. Because whenever my other half tells me to uncross my arms all the time. And sometimes, you know, you just do it unconsciously. But so you've got your other barrel and your bird and your plane, things for the sky. There's your street lamp right there. And then we have, what's this one? Curious Roofer. Okay, so you can see here is other parts of the roof. You've got more buildings to go with the other buildings. And if you are familiar with some of the other sets that they've put out, they do a lot of things that are designed to go with each other. So like this little lamp right here is designed to go with that street lamp if you wanted it to, or it's sized so that you could maybe stamp it right here and have it hang off the side of the building. Some various things like that. And they usually are mix and match within the release. Okay, so those are the cat and mouse ones. And then we have a fantastic set of background stamps. Okay, so these ones, it's going to be hard to choose. These are $9.99 a piece. And like when we had the pre-orders, we found that a lot of people, you know, you could pick out your favorites, and then and then we had quite a few people just want the collection. So for those of you guys that took that Aall Create class with us, with the washi tape, this is more stamps to help you create that effect that was in those. And for those of you guys who didn't take that, what these stamps are really good for, okay, is they're really good for creating layers in your background that give you more interest. Okay, so we have stained geometry, and this one has 3 stamps in it. You have a really, really cool like strip here and almost like a kind of an arch thing there and a D. So like if your name has a D in it, I think that stamp was made for you. Okay. And then we have ink 15. I'm guessing that has to do with the ink. But you guys, check out this, okay? This stamp is kind of one of those that I think will be a little bit underrated, but for creating and filling in spaces on your background, this is going to be perfect because it's just a strip. It's like just a really interesting little line. And so Rust and Revs is coming this week, I believe. It's in transit. Let me find the one that I did. Oh, here we go. So of the rub-ons, so these are some of the samples. This was a project we did at the show that I just got done. But see this little rub-on right up here? Okay. So those kind of designs, notice it's not the same, right? 2 different companies, but it's kind of similar. So like where the rub-ons, they just sort of fill in space. And so this one is going to be fantastic for that. So that is number 1262 and it's called Ink 15. I think all of them have 3 stamps. Okay, well that makes life easy. Uh-oh. Ooh. Hang on a minute. Did you guys just feel my camera go? Okay, so this one is 1263 called Arts Stellar. And oh, I said they all have 3 stamps, and then literally the one right in front of me has only 2 stamps. And I'm like, where's the 3rd stamp? Oh my goodness. You guys, I got to work a little bit late today. I have to say, my other half did a great job holding down the store. I woke up in the weirdest place. So like, you know how sometimes you wake up and it's not quite that right cycle for sleeping? And so, okay. Are you coming back? Wait, what about the lawn fawn? You just said no. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, anyways, so I apparently fell back asleep, but I had a dream like I was awake. So it was like, you know how in the movies where they always do those scenes and you're like, that's weird, what's going on? And then you find out they're asleep. It was like that this morning. It was crazy. So that hasn't happened in a really, really long time. And so it took a while to get me rolling. But anyway, this one has 2 stamps and they're actually quite nice, almost like little grids, those little dots right there. So Arts Stellar, True North, love this with the compass. And you actually have a little postage stamp right on the edge of that one. And then see, you've got more of the arch over here. So just a little bit of a different theme. Now, I thought from here that might be, I think it's actually just sort of like a grid, a little bit of a background. And this one has a T and an H in it. I think the letters are completely random as far as I know. Okay, so that one was True North. This one is Dynamics. And that looks almost like you were going to play Sudoku or something. But it's got some numbers, some letters. You've got the little splatter. There's your B, 65. And then this cool one, which is lines and dots and stuff. Okay, and that is, what's that man? The Da Vinci Man? Almost, I mean, the Da Vinci Man's not in there, but it looks kind of like that little grid. Okay, and then we have Midnight Arcs. So, I mean, you guys, a lot of these they're different designs, but kind of similar, you know, effects. But, and this one has some French in it. They're really cool. I haven't looked at them that closely. So we were kind of just heading through things. Okay, so white seal. This one, all three of these have your postage stamp, so I think that one is pretty cool. Okay, and like almost, it looks like a little bit of a ledger and stuff like that on there. And then lastly, we have Starline K. So there is your K. And this one looks like it has a little bit more like script and stuff on there, but still some of those dots and the grids and stuff. So plenty of backgrounds to choose from. And at only $9.99, you can, you know, these are going to be one of those stamps, especially if you like doing collaged backgrounds and stuff like that. These are going to be one of those stamps that you just grab for, as long as you store it somewhere you can find it, but you grab for again and again. So 2 weeks ago with the new stuff, or 3 weeks ago, now I don't remember when that stuff came in, we got in 2 bigger size stamps. So they're just so popular. But I did pull out that bigger one this weekend to do some demoing, and oh my God, it's fantastic. So I might pull that in if we have time today. So, okay. So now with the stencils, we'll go in order. So I will tell you guys that some of these stencils, we are down to singles. Okay. So if you want them, because of the pre-orders, if you want these stencils, definitely let me know, because I have only one left, or I have to get more ordered. Okay. So stencil number 243 is called Abstract 21. That's where your 21 comes from. And you kind of have almost like this cool little stone mosaic over there. And then we have PC, well, the PC doesn't, stencil number 244. This one is called Astral Echoes. So you're going to have a lot more circles. This one right here, I think, is one that they used quite a few times on the sample cards. I think it was that one. Might have been, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this border right here, because I think that one is super cool. Okay, so 244, this is 245, and you've got this cracked kind of paint looking thing here, plus you have this circle that is really interesting. Now when you ink this on a background, it creates almost like an automatic, but still distressed, but an automatic landing spot for whatever your center, your focal point is. Okay, and then 246, so you have a couple of cracks, which are awesome, and then maybe some stones or bricks or something. 247, so this one looks kind of like river stones, plus look at this edge. Oh my goodness, you guys, right? Fantastic. And now here's something to consider. When you get a stencil, it's yours, right? Okay, so I'm looking at this edge right here, and I think that edge is going to be so phenomenal to ink things. And then probably for stability, they left this edge out here. If it's me, right, why not just take your scissors and cut this little border thing off? That way you can actually put this on a whole card and you can ink the whole rest of the card. You don't have this little thing in the way. I mean, unless you really want this to be a stopper for your design, I think cutting it off would make this like that much more usable. Okay, so that one is 247 and it's called Rocky Drift. This one I do know we only have the one left in. And then this one is called Circular Disruption. This one is a little bit more like, whereas this kind of has some separate background elements. A lot of these guys here, right? This one to me has sort of some separate background elements, but is a little bit more of like an all over kind of a stencil if you were looking for that, where a lot of the elements kind of bump into each other. Okay. And then the last, oh wait, that was 249. I did these out of order. Sorry guys. 248 is Moth's Chaos. And so you've got kind of some distressed moths in there with that circle. I love this. That's not a design I have seen before. So really cool the way it has that circle with the moth. And it's almost like, because of the way it's designed, you don't even realize how that center is holding on as far as the stencil goes. But it's pretty cool. So, and you've got a couple of hearts over here. So the stencils are $8.99. The stamps are $9.99. And the cat and the dogs are $14.99. And then I wanted to show you, if you guys looked at the video that I did with Abs at the trade show, you will have seen him talking about these. And now, if you go back and you re-look at the samples that I put in that email, that I'll resend it so that you guys all have it. These are actually in quite a few of the samples, and they make creating your scenes so much easier. Okay. So remember how we were talking about, like with the cats and the dogs, that it was, it's meant to be like a scene building kind of a thing. One of them is on the wrong side. We got a rogue element here. Hold on. I don't know what that is. Is that bones? Hip bones? I don't know. Okay. So when you're creating a card, let's see if we can figure this out. Okay. So we've got, what do you think that is? I think that is like an ice cream maker or a popcorn maker maybe. But let's just say, yeah, so we've got like some game pieces here. We have some barrels. We have, this is like home decor, but with paper, you know, so you can totally decorate your, you know, your Barbie dream house kind of a thing. Remember all those things we did as a kid? But you don't even have to do that much of the work. So you can just color your foreground item if you wanted to. So let's say, let's do this. Let's say we've got, and I would probably, you know, do some inking and all that kind of stuff, but we've got this cute little shops here to create our, you know, our scene. And then maybe we want to put this, because it's sort of in the foreground, put that guy right there, or maybe we do it actually over here. I'm not quite sure where I want that one yet. And then let's see. What else do we want to put in here? On the other side, I kind of just want, I want like a little tree, okay? And I would probably have this tree set so that it was off of the, you know, off of the card just a little bit, right? And then, oh, that's cute. What if we did, so like when you're creating a scene, if you have something higher, right, where it's on the ground higher, that's in the background. And the closer it is in the, like the lower it is in the foreground. So let's just say I wanted this cute little lamp to go right there. And then I was going to use those little dumpster kitties. Actually, this is a bench. Maybe I want the bench with the trees. That could be cute. So kind of tuck it right in. Oh, you got to get it in the right place, right? Something like that. Well, this is just fast, but you guys are kind of seeing how this comes together. And then we have like a little piece there, and maybe, I'm not looking at one. I like this one. I do. I still like this one. The lamp with the, what is this? Garbage? Seems like garbage. So I will put that one like so. Okay. Now, what we have is we have a very quick and easy to put together street scene. Okay. So now what I can do is I would obviously ink the background and do some stuff like that. But now when I put the kitty in there, or let's see, we can put, see, like when we put this kitty right up front, he is right at the front of our design. He has scene in the background, right? So he's already going to be setting the stage for being in this urban area. Now, or you could do this guy. He's so cute. Or even that guy, right? I mean, they're so cute. Even if you just did the head of this one, like he was poking up, looking at the, you know, like doing a photo bomb or something. So anyways, that's just one way that you could use the ephemera pieces, because this one is a little bit of a different type of a set. It's, some of the ones they've had before are like, they have the fish and they have the mushrooms or the snails or things that you would just put as elements. And this one it's really more designed. I mean, you can use it for anything, and you don't have to use like 6 pieces on there because you can use other things and your ink and all that kind of stuff. But it really is designed to help you make quick and easy scenes so that you can get your characters interacting with their environment. Okay. So like with Lawn Fawn, we have to either, you know, die cut them or color them or things like that. And so with Aall Create, they give us the option to do that as well. But we also have the option to use ephemera to kind of, you know, make it a little quicker or add a little touch of vibrant color or whatever you might need. Okay. And you don't have to use it just with the animals. You can, I mean, you could literally just do that and then make it a happy birthday card or something too. Okay. But the trick is going to be, can they get back in to here? Okay. All right. So we have 2 of these, but what did I just do with the other one? Oh, it's over here. Okay, so the one we looked at was 87, and then 86 has a few more of those buildings, kind of some different trees, but these are going to be so fun to play with. So it's kind of like a little bit of a creative puzzle. Okay, now I did want to show you guys also that this one this one came in sometime before or between when I went through and showed you the others and today because it wasn't in this box, but it is on the table and I don't have a sample made for it yet. So I am going to open this just real quick so you guys can see it. Because these frame dies from Aall Create, I am just loving them. Now, if you guys have the envelope punch board, we've talked about this before. If you have the envelope punch board, you don't really have to worry as much about what size cards you're making, okay? So this one is a 4.6 by 6. That is as big as the frame. But let me tell you, if you do scrapbooks or mini albums, this one is going to be fantastic for doing photo mats, okay? So the way that this is going to work, you have this really great inside die. I am so crazy about cutting all of my rectangles with these now. And then you have this really fun and funky frame. So if you are doing a scrapbook layout and you need to put a 4x6 photo in here, okay, you might need to trim your photo down just a smidge in the 6 inches direction, but it does not cut out the center. So this becomes your mat and you can just put your photo on top of it if you want. Or you can cut your photo with this piece, right? Or you can also cut this out with this piece inside and you get a frame to put over your photo. So there's actually a lot of options because of the size. So it might be big for, it will be big for people that want to just do A2 cards, but the more adventurous you get with card sizes, the more it opens you up to more creative, you know, possibilities, okay? Because we have some really cool stuff coming from our European manufacturers, but they are not as concerned with A2 sizes as some of our, you know, US manufacturers. So that is kind of you know, that's kind of the situation on that. So I just think this one is a really fantastic frame. It's only $24.99 and it's called Roadway Vista. Okay. Now let's talk about new stuff coming. Okay. So I want to show you guys, for those of you that came to the preview party on Saturday or the demo on Sunday, I had some new stuff to show you. One of the things that I'm really excited about is the new Rust and Revs 2 from 49 & Market is going to be here any day now. Okay. So this is one of the class projects that we made at the trade show, and I did just manage to get it mostly finished. It's got 8 pages in here and I have 6.5 done. But I think it gives you a really good idea kind of how this one is going to look. So it's really nice for some masculine stuff, for some outdoor kind of hiking things. The rub-ons are really fun in this one. There's a lot of kind of like these decorative elements with the rub-ons. But fun ways that you can just do collages. This one is almost all rub-ons because it's just a white tag. Okay. So I wanted to show you that because Rust and Revs is coming sometime soon. Okay. And then I want to talk to you guys about Better Press. So a lot, well, and some other new Spellbinder stuff, but a lot of you guys have taken up Better Press, and once you start, it's like there's no going back because it is so freaking phenomenal. Okay. It is so easy. It just has this incredible like wow factor to it, and it just adds that one more element. So what the Better Press does is it's almost like stamping, but you're stamping with a metal stamp almost. And so it gives you these incredibly crisp, clean lines that you wouldn't otherwise get with like a clear or a rubber stamp. So over the weekend, we had a special for people that came in. And so I found that I have a couple of these left, not very many, but this is the Better Press system, and it's normally $80. Okay. So these were used at the trade show. And then they were cleaned up and everything is in the box. So you get the system here, you get the paper that's Better Press specific paper. So to get you started, you get this beautiful little floral plate, the black ink, and I believe there's a yellow tape in here for holding things down. But so the special price on these, the briefly used, and I tell you, it didn't damage anything. Okay. Instead of $80, they're discounted $20 to $60. That's a 25% savings. We never are able to put these on any discount. So if you have been on the fence about the Better Press, this is a really good time to grab one. And I'll tell you why. Okay. When we were looking through things at preview night and at the demo, and especially the demo, because at preview night, we had quite a few people that were like in Better Press Society. So they know when they look at a cool Better Press, they know what it's going to be. Okay. But for other people that came to the demo, this was one of the coolest new lines. And so everybody is over the moon. And you can see by how many people have ordered it, how popular this is going to be. Okay. And we as retailers, when we saw this, 100% fell in love. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you guys what this is, because I really think if you have the Better Press or you're interested in it, this is a game changer, because this one right here is my favorite. Okay. This is the one that we all went bananas about. And so what this is, I don't have any actual packaging because these were all like the prototypes that we got from the show. But so what this one is you have a press plate that just does lines. Okay. So on this card here, this piece is just the lines. That's it. And we did it in like, I don't know, maybe a blue on green or something, but it just adds a really, really cute little element to this. But once you do the lines, there is a a registration for this. So it comes with a straight line here, and then it comes with, you know, where to put the little words and stuff. You guys, it creates the most adorable sheet of notebook paper. So if you do junk journals, if you do scrapbooking, if you do mini albums, and even if you do cards, because that's what my samples are, this is the most adorable notebook paper I've ever seen, ever, that we made ourselves out of just cardstock. Okay. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And so this one here is the one that everybody was bananas about at the show. So that one is called Take Note, and it's $26.99. I did order extras of these. I put the order in already because I wanted to make sure that we got these for people. Now, I should also tell you guys, these are not released yet, okay? But because we took the class at NAMTA, we have early access for you, okay? So that's why I wanted to make sure we got these ordered early, because they don't even become available, I believe, until next month. So, so excited. Now, the next one I want to show you guys. Look at this, you guys. This is for if you don't better press, but you do die cut, okay? I want to show you a couple of my favorite things in here. So, this is that notebook paper, right? And then on this page, this right here, which doesn't look that interesting, okay? So this is it as the die. This one is $14.99. This one makes the cutest Post-it note. And you only have to cut it in the 2 colors because it looks like it folded up. And it does the sweetest push pins that look like push pins. I mean, look at that. Isn't that crazy? Right? Okay. So that one is called Push Pin Notes, and it's $14.99. If you see anything on the video, if you're not in the store to write it in the catalog, tell me on the video, because I'll put your name in here, and all of the people that are pre-ordering, they get 10% off of all of these prices too. Hi, Renee. Okay. I love that. And the push pin, oh, so cute. But the next one I have to show you guys is this one. It's called Torn Paper Edges. Now, edge dies, you know, there've been ones out there, right? I mean, there just have been. What I like about this one is it is a small set, okay? You have 2 ripped edges that are different, and you have this die right here, which when you put it on the notebook, the design of what it is supposed to look like is if you pulled it right out of your spiral notebook. You know how they get all like jagged and stuff like that? And you guys, you cannot tell me that that does not look like that, because it is so cute, right? So that is this set. It's called Torn Paper Edges, $9.99. Okay. Really great price. And they are probably about 6 inches long. Okay. So you get 2 torn edges and that notebook one. I mean, that's exactly what you need for an office line like this one. Okay. So those 2, even if you don't better press, absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now, I'm going to go back to the better press real quick though. So this one, in journal making or in journals and, you know, notebooks that people are doing, a lot of the different companies, they have different options in the paper. You can get it with plain paper, you can get it lined paper, you can get a dot patterned, and you can get a grid. Okay. There's, and different people like their different patterns for whatever reason. So this plate right here, this one is called Journal Grid, and it is exactly that. But what's neat is while this one is a little bit bigger, right? So we have a little bit of extra room. It's slightly bigger than an A2. This one is a little bit smaller. So with this sample, what we did is we inked the background first, and then we pressed that plate right on top of it. And by having it just a little bit bigger, it means that if we don't get it perfectly straight, which is entirely possible, we just trim it down. And so this is 2 of those little ripped edges right there. And you've got some mini staples, the tiny attacher from Tim. And then this one, Okay, see right there? That is ultra high embossing powder that I just heated from the bottom, and it looks just like splatters. So totally love it. Now, let me talk about the last one. Okay, so hi Kelly. Let me see. Okay, so these two, Renee, are just regular dies. You don't use them with the Better Press. So the torn paper edges and the push pin notes are dies. They don't need the Better Press system, anything like that. So those you can get totally separately, okay, if you don't have the Better Press. For this page, you do have to have the Better Press system in order to make these things work, because just it has to do with how it goes through your machine. But the Better Press, so Spellbinder makes it, but it works beautifully with the Big Shot. That's what I use it with all the time, okay? Now, I want to show you this last one, okay? So, this card right here. So, the background is it's fun. All it is 1-inch strips of just some cardstock, just coloring, you know, things. Now, this one is called Memo Splatter. This plate is $24.99. And it makes this really cool thing. So this one was done in like coral or a tangerine or something. I don't remember exactly which color, but it makes a really cool kind of fun artsy paint splatter background. Now, I did say that I would give her all the credit for this because we're at the demo on Sunday. Okay, we're demoing Better Press. And so I have these dies, or these plates. So I demoed them for people so they could see what the new stuff was that was coming. And the notepad one, everybody's loving. Okay. Now this one, when we demoed this, so Janice is in the Better Press Society, but Janice says to us, what about if you flip it around? Okay. So what we were demoing is that, because the question came up is, can you use other inks? And so I grabbed the Lisa Horton metallic inks in Coastline and Mojito. Okay. And for Better Press people, these Better Press, amazing. They're not a fantastic stamping ink unless you put it in a stamp press and do it, you know, a number of times and give it time to, like, you know, set up and dry and stuff. But they aren't designed for that. These are designed to be a background ink, a mixed media ink, water reactive, all kinds of cool stuff. But they don't stamp very well. But they Better Press like amazing. And I don't know what the difference is, right? I do not know why when we put it on the metal press plate and then put the pressure on it, that it is gorgeous, versus when we use a stamp and do kind of a similar concept, right? And we don't get very much transfer. I don't know what it is. I don't. But, so I did it with the blue on black. And that's when Janice said, what if you turn it around and do a different color? You guys, look at this. So it does so happen that the two colors I use for demoing a lot are these two, and they are the Seahawks colors. But you guys, can you see the shine on the black? Isn't that just phenomenal, right? And that is just one time through the Better Press with those metallic inks. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could, Jamie. And then we did it on white. Now, I don't know how well this is going to show up. I think you can see that, though. Can you see that you still see that shimmer and shine? And you guys, doesn't this look like really fun for a Seahawks party? I mean, this looks like, it looks like a party invite, right? So, but you could do it in any colors that match any themes. But from this to this, and all we did was run the plate through in one direction, left the paper on, and literally just turned the plate 180 degrees and did it in another color. And that's how we got this. And I think it is amazing. So this one is Memo Splatter, and that one is $24.99. So again, remember any of these that I showed you from the catalog, if you do want to order them, then you'll get that 10% off. Some of them are coming with extras, and some I have to probably put more stuff in, more quantities in. Okay. But I also wanted to let you guys know that, the cars, the trucks, which we looked at, I think for arrival in store, maybe about a month ago, this got delayed. So it's coming now. We have access to get this in now. So if you wanted any of those trucks and stuff, they're coming. And then, this plate right here, I don't have one that's a sample of this one, but I'm really excited about this one because that is just that background script that we need. Okay. But there's another thing in here I think that I want to show you. Okay. So Dina Wakley stuff. I had samples of this as well. These are going to be a registration Betterpress also. So Betterpress is just really, really taking off because it is such an easy thing to do. You don't need like skills like for hot foiling and glimmering and things like that. And then these are her two big folders here. So $9.99 on this one that's called Lined Circles, and Lined Corners then is $15.99 because that one is a really deep etch. So if you like more artsy type stuff, definitely take a look at Dina Wakley because this is her second release with Spellbinders, and her stuff is very Dina Wakley. It's very different from anything Spellbinders has had out before, but the designs are intentional and they look, just like you created a little piece of art. But I'm working on it. These ones aren't quite shipping yet, but for all of the Disney fans, I wanted you guys to get to see this because this is the third collaboration with Simple Stories. Okay. There was the Winnie the Pooh line. Then there was Flower Market or something. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to that one. But now we have Say Cheese Classic Mouse. So for licensing purposes, we can only call this Steamboat Willie. Okay. That is the mouse that this is based on. But you guys, I mean, look at that. Seriously, so freaking cute. So if you are into Disney mouses, right? You have a Steamboat Willie duo, and this is going to create both of those little guys. Okay. And because you have the different bodies, well, I think, let me see. Yeah, so it looks like the boy, Mr. Willie, goes this way. Oh, I don't think I should call him that. I think when they named Steamboat Willie back in the day, that didn't have the same, yeah. So this one is going to be a press plate. And then this is the Frames and Sentiments is what it's called. But it's this little circle right here, and it's kind of Mickey sentiments, if you know what I mean. Okay. And then on this page, we have these are border dies. So you've got a music, an anchor, a ship's wheel, and then this rope one, which is phenomenal. And then you also have these flags and banners. Now, this one is also really cool. So if you love the look of rosettes, the ones where you have to fan fold the accordion and then they go out like that. If you love the look of those, but find them to be very thick for your scrapbooks and your mini albums and stuff, this is going to be an awesome die to have because you do this in the two different colors. And then like when you put it together, see like tone on tone, it looks, the yellow one you can see even better. It looks like it's one of those rosettes, those floral things, but it isn't. And it's flat. So it's perfect for your layouts and stuff. Okay. So there's that one. And then the other thing that I wanted to show you guys. Hi, Janice. The other thing I wanted to show you just quickly, and these catalogs are here if you want to look at them in the store. You can, put your name down and stuff for things. But this one isn't shipping yet, but Hero Arts has, look at this stencil, you guys. Color layering retro rainbow stencil. So if you look at this stencil, you're like, what on earth, right? And then I looked up here and they have a sample. Okay, that layering stencil is really cute. And even look at it in just all blues. I would never, I'm just looking, this is the first time I noticed it, okay? So I didn't even like pay any attention to it because that doesn't do anything. But looking at that stencil, that one is really adorable. And it's very different, okay? But this is the one that I wanted to show you guys. So this is a new coffee themed release from Hero Arts. So we have coffee or tea Stampin' Cut. So this one is going to have a cup with all of these big sentiments and the dies to cut them out, okay? So if you just want the stamps, you can get that. But if you want the stamps and dies, it's only, does that seem even right? It's only $24.99. The stamp itself is $16. Yeah. So the dies are only $9. I don't know. That seems like a pretty darn good price. I would almost think that's not quite right, but I will have to I'll have to double check on that. So, and then we've got the stovetop espresso set. So this is going to create kind of one of those little percolators. This one does a French press. And you've got all of your different little coffee cups in there. And then over here, this one is awesome. This is called Bring Coffee Stamp Set. So this is $15.99. This is the one that has, you know, all of the sentiments and a couple of those coffee rings to kind of just make your coffee ones, you know, you are beautiful, but first coffee. I know a lot of us have said that. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to show you guys that. And then I think I have one more thing to show you real quick. And I know, right? I know, Cindy. Yeah. So if you saw anything, be sure to let me know because you'll get 10% off to any of the stuff that gets pre-ordered, okay, for the coffee stuff. So I'm just going to show you guys this really quick. I have this line coming also, same as Rust and Revs, but, oops, oh, I did not mean to make a huge mess. Oh, I probably did. I don't know. So if you are a fan of Vicki Boutin, she has her first line coming out with 49 a Market. Okay. So this one it's called Flower Emporium. And this is the project that we were going to be doing in class. And so this project really doesn't take that much stuff. So these are the icon, the ephemeras. I mean, look at how much stuff is in there, right? Crazy. Very, very Vicki. And there are 217 pieces in here. All right. So this little project, it uses this, the black mixed up portrait album, the chipboard bits here. Okay. So you've got numbers and frames and all kinds of little things like that. And then, it uses the ephemera, which I showed you, the 6x8 pad, and 5 sheets of 12x12. And so that's the whole album. So it really isn't a ton of stuff. Now, I only have the paper in here for not even all the pages, but I am going to just flip through it real quick so that you can see what these look like in person, okay? But some of these patterns are really, really striking. Like, look at how fun that is. Plus, it also gives me a good idea of what I still have to do. So you've got the ledger paper, and then here is a waterfall, and then I think that's my last page that I got done. Yeah. So I guess I do have a little work to do. But anyways, so that's Flower Emporium, and that is coming this week, hopefully also. Okay. So that's what I had to show you guys today. I just wanted to give you a quick catch up. Oh yeah, I think she did finish hers. She's pretty good at that. Or she had somebody finish it for her. So, but let's see. Where did all my stuff? I don't know where it all went. Okay. So that's basically a few preview items. Okay. If you want to get started with Better Press, we have a limited number of these used machines at 25% off of their regular one. And then we have, I'll just quick review this stuff because Aall Create is here. So this one is a die from that I haven't shown you guys that was in stock yet. And so it's a great picture frame die. This one is Roadway Vistas, and it's $24.99. And then the stencils are number 248, Moth's Chaos, number 249, Circular Disruption, number 247, Rocky Drift, number 246, Breaking Point, number 245, Nebula Nexus, number 244, Astral Echoes, and number 243, Abstract 21. Okay, and then the stamps, number 1268 is Starline K, 1267 is White Seal, 1266 is Midnight Arcs, 1265 is Dynamics. These guys are all $9.99. Sorry, the stencils are $8.99, and everything's in stock for the Aall Create stuff. So, stamp 1264 is True North, 1263 is Arts Stellar, and 1262 is Ink 15, and 1261 is Stained Geometry. And then we do have these scene building ephemeras also. So EP, well, AEP stands for ephemera. So we've got ephemeras 86, which is Playful Streets, and 87, which is Bizarre Bliss. Oh, okay. So that was kind of like a street fair kind of a thing. That's probably why we had all the peanuts. That would make sense if I looked at the title. Okay. That one was from the previous release. Okay. And then for the cats and dogs, we have Skyline Sniffs for $12.69. We have Curious Roofer. These are in no particular order. $12.74. We have 1270 Wacky Woof Tails. $12.71. His face makes me giggle every time I see it. It is that cute. The Rough Life. $12.72. Mischief Meow. And $12.73, Grumpy Traveler. And these guys are $14.99 for the animal stamps, okay? So if you want any of the Spellbinder stuff, you're welcome to come in and put your name on the catalog so that you get your savings. Once it arrives at the store, then obviously the pre-order period is over. So you guys can swing in and do that, or you can send me a message if there was something that you want, and I will make sure to get you in the catalog so that you can secure your pricing. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We will talk to you all tomorrow morning for Lawn Fawn Release Day. All right, have a good night. Bye.